Peace of Christ, everyone. Uh, Nick Rock is with you. It is episode 5 of Spread Religion Compare. And last time I think we did a couple of comparisons between how Christianity spread in India and Armenia. And on the other side, how Islam tried to spread in India and Armenia. And we saw uh, a big difference, 180-degree difference. Today, we will talk about a little bit of the tactics of the Islamic Sharia law to suppress the Christians and force them into Islam. Now, of course, as usual, we first try to give a framework of the doctrine from the Islamic text uh, of uh, of everything we say, of how to suppress Christians into indirectly. Now this time it is indirectly. Like for the pagans and Arabs, it is either Islam or the sword. Now, if it is people of the book, there is jizya factor. I'm not talking today about jizya because I have a lot to talk about when suppressing Christians. Today, we will not cover everything, of course. We might need more episodes, but I'm just giving you how religiously Islam Sharia law will deal with Christians. By the way, I'm also broadcasting on TikTok, but I'm putting the cell phone on a holder, and I will not be able to see the screen if someone is asking anything with the text. But I will be able to see anyone as seeing this broadcast on Facebook and YouTube. So so today this we will talk about the doctrine basis, the religious basis, the text, the doctrine text, the holy text. Next time, I will give history applications about everything we said today. So let's go into our subject today. What is how Islam will suppress Christians in their own religion? What will happen to the Christian minority under Christian and Jewish, of course, under the when the land is controlled by the Islamic law. So they used in the past to use a very important text that belongs to Omar ibn al-Khattab, the first caliph. Uh, uh, they call him the Fair and Al Farouk and all those fake names. But when you see what he imposed on Christians, you will know he is not fair. He is not adil, and he's a dictator actually. So let's see what he says. So there is remember uh, one aspect that causes a lot of confusion that there are two texts related to Omar ibn Khattab when he deals with the Christians and Jews of Palestine and Syria and whatnot. There is something called the Omarian Treaty, which hey, you can keep your resurrection church, your holy sites. We will not touch them. This is one side, but the other, which is called the Omarian Treaty, but there is also the Omarian rules. So in Arabic, the Omarian Treaty is called Al-Ahd al-Omari. Meanwhile, the other aspect of it is called Al-Shurut al-Umariyah, which is the Omarian rules. So yeah, right. You will see now, of course, Islam always try to hide the text, and they always, oh, no, this text is weak. Oh, this hadith is life. Oh, the Omarian rules, actually, no, we don't believe in that. It didn't happen. It has transmission issues. False. I will prove that to you guys. And I will show you that nobody in the past of Islam, before the internet, before the libraries, before the TV, will dare to challenge this text. They will follow it with pleasure, actually. You will see. Uh, let's delve here. Of course, there's someone now. He always have no evidence, have nothing. He always want to distract us, so we will ignore him. أحكام أهل الذمة لابن قيم الجوزية، صفحة 1164. So this is a book, a famous book for a famous Islamic scholar. I think he's in the 11 or 12 AD century, the 11 or 12th century AD. And he is a disciple of a very, very, very famous scholar called Ibn Taymiyyah. And this is his disciple, he called Ibn al-Qayyim. What this is one of the lot of books that talked about the Omarian conditions. Let's delve in it. Let's see what Omar imposed on Christians. قال عبد الله بن الإمام أحمد. So this is of course the narration, the عنعنة. I will not. It is coming from إسماعيل بن عياش. كتب أهل الجزيرة إلى عبد الرحمن بن غنم, and they are. It is came told by Omar, but he's telling what the people of the book agreed on those conditions. So it is sometimes shifting as if that who's talking into this text is the people of the book, right? But it is coming from Omar ibn al-Khattab. So yes, and I will show you a lot about that. So what are we put our conditions on ourselves? So now this is the Arabic text, and I did some translation in it, and I highlighted the important part that I want to talk about. So when you came to our country, you see now who came to the other country. When you came, Omar, you asked for safety for ours. We asked you for safety for ourselves and the religion and the people of our religion, on the conditions that we made it a condition for you on ourselves. So we agreed. They are saying to him, we agree for us to be safe, and nobody from your soldiers will kill us and destroy our home, our house, our homes, and our belongings. Here is what we agreed as conditions on us. You see now, one of the worst rules ever, very discriminative, a very, very a bigot text that shows fascism, Islamic fascism. Here is what he says. We made it a condition for you on ourselves not to build a church in our city. They will not build new churches, not a monastery, a cell, and so on. We do not renew what have been ruined from our church. We will leave our churches old until it is ruined, and we will not try to rebuild it again. This is for Omar. Now, if weak Islamic rulers came after that, and they allowed, and hey, I came from Egypt, and I know what is going on. Sometimes they had to build in secrecy, and like all. If you want to build a new church in Egypt, you go through a very long process that ends up. Oh, we are waiting for the president of Egypt to say yes. He has to sign it, and that takes years until it is in front of the president of Egypt to sign it, until this day today. Okay. Meanwhile, anyone can build a mosque, build a zawiya in his building. uh, we have mosques more than streets. Like if you count the number of streets and roads and highways in Egypt, all in total, all kind of road and streets, you will probably find more mosques than streets, more than any other facility. So, uh, yeah, someone is bashing me on the text now, as you expect. And this guy, if I invited him to a debate, he will run. He's just doing some commotion now. Ignore him. So, if someone on the text, he can reply to him. Uh, we invited him, by the way, before to Clubhouse, and he never showed up. Okay. Anyway, ignore this guy. God bless you. Thank you. God forgive you. So now, so don't build a church. Don't fix it. Fix your churches. Keep it until it is ruined. These are the Omarian condition. And someone will say, "Oh no, hey, I deny this hadith." Wait, you'll see now that you cannot deny this hadith. Okay? And a part of our rules, we will not sound our bells. You know, there's a bell on each church to remind guys, come, we have a service now, we have a prayer. So Christians in their own homeland were prevented to ring a bell. Expect silently in the interior of our churches. We will not display a cross on it. Oh, you see now, you saw this guys in the television when ISIS controlled parts of Syria and Iraq. What is the first thing he did? Build the hospitals, provide health care, provide medical care to who is injured in the war? No. First thing, they climb over churches and destroy the crosses and the icons and whatever. This is the first thing. You saw these guys, right? And go and destroy and ruin the church from inside. So yeah, they are true followers of Islam. ISIS are true followers of Islam. You saw what happened, guys, just 5 years ago. You saw that 6 years ago, 7 years ago. You guys saw that. So because it is Islam. This is a genuine Islam, not Islam that is trying to sell to the West or trying to promote to the West. In the West, they are showing a different Islam, but in reality, this is Islam. This is a sacred text of Islam. Okay, and we shall not bring the crosses to the market, and we will not go out on Palm Sundays in voice, like it's a tradition in the church. On Palm Sunday, we carry the palm leaves and go out of the church like an envoy celebrating the Palm Sunday. They prevented them from that, and we do not, nor do we show fire with them in Muslim markets. So at night, if there's a gathering at night in the before electricity, what they do, they will come in a big area and they candle a big fire and everybody gathers to show they present something. All right. Oh, Christians are not allowed to do that. Okay, so yeah, you don't gather at night and declare something or do some celebration and put out a big fire so everybody see it from far. No, Christians will not do that. We Christians should not create a desire for their religion, as you see it highlighted in yellow. Like, we will never say that our religion is good. No, we will not create any desire for our religion, and we do not invite, of course. Hey, he will prevent evangelism. The greatest commandment, it is called the Great Commission of Jesus Christ, his last commission before ascending to heaven on the right hand of his father was to go tell all the world and evangelize and disciple and baptize. End of, as example, end of Matthew, as an example, book of Luke and book of Acts. No, this is prevented in Islam. You should not even say that your religion is good. Here, okay, this is the Umarian rules. This is what Omar ibn al-Khattab imposed in exchange for safety, in exchange for hurmat al-dam. So if the Christians would to refuse those rules, they would be slaughtered. Okay, so the Omarian rules text translation part 3, and hey, now look to what degree this rule is awful. They want even to control the appearance of the Christians because they are a second degree humans. Second degree, they are not even civils of the country. They are a second degree human. They are downgrading even through their appearance. Like, as you see, Christians should not ride a horse like Muslims. And you saw they should ride a donkey counterclockwise, back to head, like the opposite side. So, and to mount the front of your head. So they have to look funny. They have to look at something wrong with them, and not separate our forelocks and tighten the sashes on our waists. So yeah, you see, those are they cannot have their clothing in a normal, comfortable way. They have to tight the chassis on their waist. It is discriminative and fascist rules. And when you are sitting and you saw a Muslim coming, if he need to sit down, give him your place here. And here is now, okay. Now go to this funny line. Christians should not teach their children the Quran. Wow, I thought the Quran is so lovely, and you dream that Christians will learn their children Quran. No, Christians should not learn their children's Quran. Why? Because it's an ugly book. It's a book full of hate and discrimination. That is why. So, like when say no, Islam Dawah, what? You prevented the Christians to read the Quran to their children because they will, of course, they will comment on it. Hey, guys, you see the Quran says what it says, Surah Al-Tawbah. Compare that to the text that Muslims hate in our Bible, love your enemy. you see the difference. It is a difference between heaven and hell. Quran is hell, Bible is heaven. They don't want the Christian children to know about the ugliness of the Quran. They have to wait until someone, when they are grown, when someone in the street, a Muslim, will tell them, no, the Quran is good. And I will give you a Maccayan surah that looks okay, but yeah, we will not tell you that it has been abrogated by a Madani surah, as an example. So here, I'm saying that in front of everyone for the history. And we do not engrave our rings in Arabic. and to provide hospitality to every passing Muslims for 3 days. Obligatory rule: if some Muslim passing, traveling, we will provide 3 days of free hospitality to him. 3 days of free hospitality. What if it's Christian passing and he need hospitality? Oh, he has to pay for a hotel. But no, for Muslim, free 3 days, eating, drinking, sleeping for free. Of course, they are ruining the Christian business. Yeah. So this is the Omarian conditions, basically, in a nutshell. Well, someone will come and say, this is never happened in history. This is a weak hadith. Here is my answer. Here is the evidence that this is a hadith proven by all Islamic scholars in the past, before TV and internet. Musnad al-Faruq Ibn Kathir. Ibn Kathir. So Ibn Taymiyyah discipled Ibn Qayyim. Ibn Qayyim discipled Ibn Kathir. What does Ibn Kathir say in his book Musnad al-Faruq? Of course, he's gathering all the sayings of Omar ibn al-Khattab in one book, and he's commenting on the Omarian rules. And I will have obviously to show it from another document. It was not translated. If you allow me, guys, I will have to open it. I don't know why why the StreamYard didn't translate this Google slide. I will get it from another source. Hang on with me, guys. Here we go. Let me show a slide, a different from another source. So I will share my screen now. So here, إثبات الشروط العمرية. So yeah. So إثبات صحة الشروط العمرية. Here, I will skip this evidence, and I will show you only the Musnad al-Faruq. Sorry, guys. I thought I moved it to the other PowerPoint. Obviously it didn't. So what what does the scholars of Islam say about the Omarian conditions? It came from a lot of chain of narrations. It is mutawatir. It came from a lot of chain of narrations that strengthen each other. فهذه الطرق يشد. So, and he mentioned here 2 examples. I actually, in the book, he has more examples. I only extracted in the PowerPoint here 2 examples. Here is one chain of narration. Here is another chain of narration, and here فهذه طرق يشد بعضها بعضا وقد ذكرنا شواهد هذه الشروط وتكلمنا عليها مفردة ولله الحمد. So those different chain of narrations are strengthening each other. So you cannot deny it. If you denied one chain of narration, oh, it came from another path. You deny another path of narration, another sanad, until Omar ibn Khattab. Oh, there is a third one. There's a fourth one. Oh, sorry, guys, we cannot. And accumulating all those together means that this is a right and sahih athar. It is a saying of Omar ibn al-Khattab. So nobody can deny it. I have even more evidence. Here in Durar al-Sunniyah, same thing. If you go to the Durar al-Sunniyah, له طرق يشد بعضها بعضا وقد ذكرنا شواهد هذه الشروط. Also check what أحكام أهل الذمة ابن قيم. وشهرت هذه الشروط تغني عن إسنادها. It is very famous rules that everybody agrees upon. It is very well known in history that we even have no need to discuss the sanad for it. But the sanad is strong. Here is another evidence. I can give you even more. Look what Ibn Taymiyyah said about the Umayyan rules. Ibn Taymiyyah اقتضاء الصراط المستقيم ابن تيمية الجزء الأول صفحة 365. Those conditions is the most famous one in fiqh books. وهي مجمع عليها في الجملة and everybody agrees on it. So it is a global religious culture in Islam. So how now someone will deny it? It is a general policy. It is the basis for a general policies. All the Islamic scholars say yes, agree, thumbs up. Because it's a general religious policy toward Christians. What else I can say? Now back to the StreamYard, and I will back to my original one. So we discussed Musnad al-Faruq, and here before I'll talk about Islamic. Now I will prove more to you the Islamic Sharia law for building in churches, and of course synagogues. Same everything I say about Christians apply also to the Jews because they are also people of the book. Now let's check. Before going further, I will have a break with a clip. And before I display this clip, you know, guys, that in the West you can do Islamic da'wah very freely. And you saw Sheikh Osman ibn Farouk is doing, and a lot of others doing Islamic da'wah under the protection even of the, if needed, under the protection of the American officers, right? They, and nobody, people come and discuss with them normally. There is no violence. There is no any intimidation. They do it freely. They do conferences even. And they invest a lot of money to build the mosque freely, and nobody says, "Here, you have money, you build your own mosque. Go ahead." So the West is very fair toward all religions, right? Except Christianity. Now, so okay, now let's see what will happen if someone tried to evangelize in an Islamic Arabic country, and that is what is the clip about. So this is an evangelist from, obviously he's an Asian, probably he's from South Korea or something, and he in an Islamic country, in an Arabic country, he just said hallelujah and raised the holy book. Someone took the book from the Bible from him and throw it in the water, and everybody say, hey, thumbs up for the guy that took the Bible from him. Let's see what else will happen.
اضرب لا اله الا الله وحكيتك لا اله الا الله ايوه جاي يخلص هنا لا اله الا الله.
Do I need to say more? Of course not. Everybody started to attack the guy. They didn't even have a chance. Okay. Yeah. You cannot go and try and evangelize in the street in the Middle East. The Lord has to give you wisdom to do it in other ways. That's why we have the internet, Facebook, and YouTube. Thanks God for the internet and to the open world now that you cannot hide anything. Now, let's see aspects of the Islamic law for building in churches. Actually, it is the result is don't build churches. You cannot build the churches. Here we go. Here. This is what I was looking for. No, it went to the wrong place. Sharia law and building in churches. So let's see. أحكام أهل الملل من الجامع لمسائل الإمام أحمد بن حنبل للخلال. كتاب الفتوح صفحة 364. So this is Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal about when someone asked him, how about building churches for Christians? Hey, hi, Imam. Assalamu alaikum, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, the head of the Hanbali school. How about building churches for Christians? Let's see his answer. ليس لليهود والنصارى أن يحدثوا في مصر في مصر مصره المسلمون بيعة ولا كنيسة ولا يضربوا فيها بالناقوس إلى فيما كان لهم صلح. Okay, so what he's saying, it's here. Masr is not Egypt. Masr here in context it means a country that now has been opened by Muslims and now it is under Muslim rule. So it is not for the Jews and Christians to build a new or renew a church and to build a new or renew a church in a country ruled by Muslims. Good night. That's it. Assalamu alaikum. Jews and Christians should not build new churches and should not renew their churches. They are following the Omarian rules. So this is more evidence about the Omarian rules that now internet dawah gangs will try to deny. Okay, what else? A lot of books. Hey, I can show 50 slides if I want, but I will not. Musannaf Abdul Razak. Abdul Razak is a very famous scholar in the 3rd Hijri century. مصنف عبد الرازق المجلد الخامس صفحة 156. مصنف عبد الرازق. What does it say? لقد أخبرنا معمر عن رجل عمن سمع الحسن قال من السنة. It is from the Sunnah أن تهدم الكنائس التي بالأمصار القديمة والحديثة. This is nuts. He's telling him it is a good sunnah practice to destroy all the churches in Islamic countries old and new. Okay, what about other school of thoughts? Shafi'i, Hanafi, Maliki, they are all the same. قال الإمام محمد بن الحسن صاحب أبو حنيفة: ليس ينبغي أن نترك في أرض العرب كنيسة ولا بيعة ولا بيت نار. We should not live in the land of Arabs a church or a synagogue or a Magi house. الإمام الشافعي, same thing. Maliki, same thing. Here, a list of evidence in front of you. Do I need to see him? They are all applying the Umayyan rules. Thank you, everyone. Thank you on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. You can send me questions, leave a comment, and I can answer all your questions. If someone from the Dawah gangs gave you an answer and you are not sure how to answer it, and put it down, you can come and refer to me, and I can give you what you need to make the evidence undeniable. Thank you, and God bless you all.